The pattern looks very similar to the attack we had in very recently in January in Aschaffenburg and also last year in Solingen. And obviously the Magdeburg attack in December was not linked to an actual asylum seeker or not a present one, but also conducted via a car. So there's a pattern that repeats itself here.
At least 20 people have been injured, some critically, after a car hit a crowd in Munich. German media is reporting that the vehicle was approached by police cars but then sped up as it approached the group. The driver, who is reported to be an Afghan national, has been detained. We're joined now again by Nick Alipour, who reports from Germany. Nick, hello.
Hello.
So what's the latest, Nick? What have we learned?
Yes, I think you summarised that quite well. Basically, now it looks more and more like an attack at this point. In fact, we've had the regional prime minister of Bavaria visit the scene, and he spoke openly of this being an attack. And obviously, you know, there's all the signs point in that direction. We've been here before. Again, we've got a suspect who, it sounds at the moment, was an Afghan asylum seeker. Also had a history apparently of petty crime. So again, if you will, sort of a man with perhaps a problematic background linked to migration or Germany's recent surge of migration. So again, the pattern looks very similar to the attack we had in very recently in January in Aschaffenburg and also last year in Solingen. And obviously the Magdeburg attack in December was not linked to an actual asylum seeker or not a present one, but also conducted via a car. So there's a pattern that repeats itself here.
I mean, the fact that it's becoming a pattern in Germany is very striking. This is having quite sort of grave political impact. It's something politicians talk about quite a lot, isn't it?
Absolutely, and you know, we're in the middle of an election campaign. In fact, less than 2 weeks to go before Germany is going to the ballot boxes. We have obviously had this discussion dominate the election campaign so far in the last few weeks, and you could assume that this will now step up even further, even though it's hard to imagine how it could dominate the campaign even more than it already has at this point.
How much do we know about the people who were hit? We believe it was a trade union demonstration. Do we think it was a target that was chosen because of what it was, or was it a target that was chosen because of a crowd of people? Not, I suppose, that we can really know.
I think exactly at this point it's quite unclear why this specific target was actually chosen, if it was a targeted attack, as you know is likely. What we do know is the people who were there were actually on strike. They were public workers basically on strike. For example, from in the education sector, and so among the people injured apparently are also children and because they were there with their parents, supposedly. So it's an unusual target, let's put it this way, but we do know the demonstration, the protest that was going on was about 100 or 1,000 people. So perhaps it qualified itself as a target by sheer numbers.
Yeah, indeed. Well, look, thank you very much indeed, Nick Alipour, reporting there from Germany. Good to catch up with you, and thanks for speaking to us well earlier this...
Bitte.
Aktuell müssen wir von mindestens 20 Verletzten ausgehen, die bis Stand jetzt rettungsdienstlich versorgt wurden durch die Kollegen der Hilfsorganisationen und der Feuerwehr. Von diesen 20 ist eine unbestimmte Zahl schwer und schwerst verletzt, davon muss man ausgehen. Und dadurch, dass sich doch einige leichter Verletzte in die umliegenden Gebäude begeben haben, können wir auch noch nicht abschließend sagen, ob das unsere letzte Zahl der Verletzten ist. Aber aktuell 20 Verletzte, zum Teil schwer. Und wir können auch bei einigen Lebensgefahr nicht ausschließen.
Gegen 10:30 Uhr ist ein Fahrzeug in eine Personengruppe gefahren. Dabei gab es mehrere Verletzte. Wir sind mit einem starken Polizeiaufgebot im Einsatz. Neben uns ist auch Feuerwehr und Rettungsdienst im Einsatz. Die Person, die das Fahrzeug geführt hat, ist derzeit gesichert, sodass wir davon ausgehen, dass im Moment keine Gefahren für die Bevölkerung mehr bestehen. Hier waren 2500 Teilnehmer angemeldet. Wie viele es tatsächlich waren, weiß ich im Moment noch nicht. Und ob diese Versammlung in Zusammenhang mit dem Ereignis steht, wird derzeit geprüft und ist Gegenstand der Ermittlungen.